Have you ever wondered what constitutes as reality or what reality consists of? These are the fundamental questions that began something known as philosophy. Philosophy is defined by Manuel Vasquez in Philosophy, a Text with Readings, as the activity of critically and carefully examining the reasons behind our most fundamental assumptions. Philosophy also has a much more romantic definition, according to vocabulary.com. Derived from its Greek origins, philosophy can directly translate to the love of wisdom. Now, in order to fully understand philosophy, it's important to understand both its history and its origins. Looking at 3 pre-Socratic Western philosophers can help you in this. The first of which we're going to look at was named Thales. According to Manuel Vasquez, in Philosophy, a Text with Readings, Thales lived in 500 BCE and began his philosophical career asking nearly the same question we began with today. What is the ultimate reality of which everything is made? Now, Thales' answer to this question was water. Thales believed water was the fundamental element that connected everything because it was in everything. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth does this make Thales important? His conclusion seems relatively elementary to us now, but in his time, it was revolutionary. Most 500 BCE thinkers from his time found explanations for such questions through mythological gods and fables. But by using physical observations of the natural world, Thales was known as a New Age thinker. In the words of Vasquez, Thales was the first to break away from religious myth and strike out on a path of human reason and observation to explore the universe. All reality is changing. Those are the words of another philosopher named Heraclitus. It was his belief that the universe is ever changing. Now, this means that we can never experience the exact same thing more than once. For example, you cannot step through the same river twice, for the waters from the first experience will be different from the next. This is because the waters in the river are constantly flowing and constantly changing. This theory, however, was challenged by yet another early philosopher named Parmenides. Now, according to the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy, his theory was that change is an illusion and that the universe is much like an unchanging object. He came to this conclusion because in order for something to change, it must originally come from somewhere else or something else. Now, this means that there must be a chain of events in order to explain the constant change. Thus, there must be a starting point from which everything comes, which in his idea would be nothing. Now, because nothing is not fathomable for comprehension, the idea of constant change cannot be true. These questions and these people created the foundations of philosophy. By asking questions and seeking answers, they've participated in the activity or practice of philosophy. Because of these early philosophical practices, much of our modern ideas have been formed. Not in the sense we necessarily agree with what they're saying, but we rely on things like human reason and natural observation to form our ideas and opinions. We do this rather than relying on authority like stories or religious figures to form our ideas. These 3 philosophers, along with many, many others throughout history, have made crucial contributions to much more in our everyday lives than we are aware of. You yourself can be an active participant in philosophy by simply asking yourself questions and seeking the answers through natural observation and human reason. Does anybody have any questions?
Who's your favorite philosopher?
My favorite philosopher is Zeno, who was actually one of Parmenides' students, and he came up with the theory that motion isn't really real, which is confusing.